As you was waking up, getting ready to start your day last week, the rest of the world of IT was in a frenzy. Broadcast channels was down, over 17,000 flights canceled, banks not able to operate, and you may ask yourself, what could cause such a thing? An update. So in this episode, we're taking a look into the CrowdStrike global outage. So stay tuned, and don't forget to click like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Welcome to Debt Free in IT. I'm your host, Mike. This podcast is for anyone looking to get into the IT industry, whether it's a career change or you're just interested. I think you come to the right place. So if you're not familiar with CrowdStrike, CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity technology company that provides endpoint security, threat intelligence, and cyber attack response services. So a lot of times large corporations, they can't just put the same antivirus software and things like that on their computer the same way you put on at your home. So a lot of times they have to buy licenses and things like that. So CrowdStrike is one of those vendors that, okay, if we want to use your software, then we got to pay for your license to use your software and put your software on our PCs and our environment in order to protect our endpoints. So pretty much they're mainly cybersecurity, and they have a lot of different products that they have. And then also, as you can tell, they also have a lot of different clients. You think of some antivirus software you may have on your home PC. So if you think of something like Malwarebytes. So with Malwarebytes, it's always updating also. So with Malwarebytes, anytime you go to your PC, you could see that, okay, it's getting updated. And the reason is that it pretty much has to be updated like that, because in cybersecurity, a lot of things, it turn around fast. You got that fast turnaround. So things come out every day, new exploits, new vulnerabilities. So these companies, a main part of their job or a main part of their goal is to keep their clients safe. So they're always pushing out these updates. So with this update, and I'm pretty sure that updates like this has been getting pushed out for years by CrowdStrike without any issue. So, and this is the way that it should go. So every IT professional's dream is to push out an update or make a configuration change and everything goes as planned. That's every IT professional's dream. But sometimes you have to expect the unexpected. And the unexpected was last Friday. So this update was pushed out last Friday. And just so happened that this particular update had a software bug that caused the issue with a lot of Microsoft operating systems. I think it might have been from Windows 7 on up. And pretty much with this software issue or this software bug, it made those PCs display the blue screen of death. So if you don't know what the blue screen of death is, sometimes you may hear it abbreviated as a BSOD. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it on your home PC where you make a mistake, you reboot that PC, and it comes up just blue screen. Well, for Microsoft, it has a little message on there telling you. But a lot of times, this blue screen of death is something that you don't want to see. This is something that you're not going to see and be proud of seeing. So a lot of times when you get this blue screen of death, it pretty much means something may be wrong with your PC. And then with this blue screen of death issue, like I said, it ended up affecting a lot of customers of CrowdStrike. And by them being one of the top companies, you best believe that they had a lot of customers. So in one article I saw where someone stated that it was a hospital was the first one to start reporting the issue. So that makes sense because, like I said, I used to work for a hospital, and a lot of times nurses and everything, they're always on the computers through all times of the night. So that's real a good coincidence that it was spotted first at a hospital because, like I said, those are the first people that's still using those computers at that time of night. Then you have other industries where people may be on the computer at nighttime, but a lot of times, most people may not touch their PCs till they come in the morning, unless it's somewhere that has 24 hours and they're open 24 hours. So hospitals, hospitals don't close. And anyone that ever worked at a hospital, you know that there's no such thing as holidays or anything like that. So hospitals do not close. So it makes perfect sense that it was first reported from what I seen in the article, that it was first reported by a hospital. So this hospital was the first one to report it, and I'm pretty sure there was probably multiple people reporting it. But then it get into the morning time where I'm pretty sure when the hospital first called, you're probably thinking that, okay, it's probably something with just that hospital. That's usually how we like to think whenever something's going wrong, like hoping that it's not a big issue and hoping that it's just isolated to maybe one location. Okay, it may be just this one hospital. So hopefully we can get everything resolved quickly. But then the morning started rolling around. Guess what? First shift is starting. At a lot of places. And ended up that this push out had affected the majority of the world. So as of this recording, some of the issues is still going on. Most of them is being resolved. I think I saw earlier today where a lot of airlines are almost completely back up. So the issue is still going on, and it's roughly a week later. So like I said, this issue pretty much affected the majority of the world. So with this issue going on, like any other company, you need to find a workaround. So one of the workarounds was to reboot the PC, put it in safe mode, and then delete the file that was updated. So this meant a long day for anyone in IT support. So if you're in IT support and you had to deal with it or you're still dealing with it, I feel your pain. So then also with a blue screen PC, you can't remote into a blue screen. So which means that you have to physically go to that PC and put hands on it. Like I used to say back in the day, you got to put praying hands on it. That way you got to go to that PC to implement the fix. So all of this is going to depend on the size of the people you support. So if you're a large company and you got thousands of users, then your IT support team or your desktop team is going to be in for a long day. Sometimes if you got so many users, it may end up where it's not just the desktop team or the support team. It may end up where everyone in IT is chipping in to try to get this issue resolved. Sorry to interrupt this video. According to my YouTube analytics, 84% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if I provided any value to you in any one of my episodes and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so because it does help out the channel. And also, if you're listening to this in your favorite podcasting app, please leave me a review or a comment. Now back to the episode. So when something like this happens, I think every IT professional can feel their pain. Every IT professional has probably been through something similar at some time and some point where an update was pushed out, didn't go as planned, and it ended up causing issues. So like I stated before, some of these changes, a lot of times you're able to plan it, and I'm pretty sure the engineer may have tested it or he could have tested the change before deploying it out. Sometimes you'll see engineers where they deploy it out to one section first and everything goes well, then they deploy it out to the rest of the companies or the rest of the vendors or the rest of their the IT team or the rest of the PCs that they support. So I'm pretty sure that the engineer probably has tested this update and he probably has done the same update many of times without any issues. And then sometimes, even though you test it, everyone knows that even though I done tested this thing forwards and backwards, when it's still possible to have some issues when you deploy it out in the real world. So one thing that also stood out to me was, why push out an update on a Friday? So it's an unwritten rule in IT or every place in IT I've been at where we don't make changes on Friday. That's because you don't want to make a change on Friday, go home thinking you're relaxing for the weekend, and you end up getting called Saturday morning for issues that's going on because of your change. Or if you have to push out an update on a Friday, why not section it out like I stated before to maybe a couple places and then see how it goes. Then maybe the next week on Monday, go ahead and send it out to everyone else. But the golden rule is that I always thought the unwritten rule was no changes, no push outs on Friday, no updates on Friday. But overall, I still think they handled it as best as they could, and they're trying to get everything resolved. So like I said, my heart goes out to all the IT support folks out here that had to deal with it, and you had to go and touch every PC in your network, because I have went through a process real similar to that before, and I understand your pain. So if that's you and you're still out here touching PCs in your environment, trying to get them up, some PCs you may not be able to recover. You got to replace a PC. So I feel your pain with that. Like I said, my heart goes out to you. So that brings me to the end of this episode. If you found any value in this episode, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, you can follow me at DebtFreeInIT. If you have any questions, you can email me at debtfreeinit@gmail.com. Other than that, I'll see you next week. Peace.